So welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Musioma Augustine. If you are here for the first time, I appreciate you for joining this live stream. So I believe you have been having a nice weekend. I'm also excited to share with you at least what I have for today. And I believe this live stream is going to be entertaining. At the same time, it's going to be a learning special occasion. And just pushing life because life needs both to be celebrated. You need also to learn, and that makes life something so unique, something which need to be celebrated. And as I've said, my name is Masoma Augustine. If you are unfamiliar with who I am, at the same time, if you are here, you're going to join this live stream for the first time. I appreciate you, and I would like you to give a thumbs up this video. Also remember to subscribe. You can also share. So what am I excited to share with you today? Today I'm so excited to share with you a few of the lessons which I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad. All of you, or most of you, have tried at least to seek some books which can assist them in terms of financial. Then there's high chances you have come across this book, and if you never read, if you are not that interested to read this book, then I'm going to give you some of the best things around from this book, and I believe it's through these running sessions that we are going to it's through this it's through what I'm going to share with you, which can assist you or may give you some urge or some invitations to at least learn or go ahead and read this book. So so as I was saying, sorry for the confusion. Sorry for the confusion. So what I was trying to say, I'm going to share with you Some of the things which I learned from Poor Dad, Rich Dad, that's a book by Robert Kiyosaki. I believe we're going to learn one or two things about this book. So number one, work to learn, don't work to learn, don't work for money. So what does this actually mean? Because this is an individual who has written this book and is a multimillionaire, is a big friend of Donald Trump. So what does he mean when he says that when you are having any job, when you are employed, what does he mean when he says work to learn and don't work for money? So imagine you have been given a job, and if you are given a job, most individuals just go there and relax. They think that now they have reached the climax of their life. So most individuals go there and remain so dormant. They don't need to work hard. They just remain so reluctant that they are spoon fed. But Robert Kiyosaki is so clear. He says that his rich dad, who was not his biological dad, told him once you acquire any job, the first thing which you need to understand is you have gone there to learn something. Say that you get out of that premises as fast as possible, and the knowledge which you could have gained from this job can assist you to establish yourself outside there. Robert Kiyosaki is so clear that no individual ever got rich by just getting employed. No individual. And that's why you find most government employees, most of them just get out of those jobs without any salary. They just, not actually any salary, but without any wealth. They don't have any assets because they just went there and thought that they have reached, they have acquired, and they have reached the pinnacle of success. They never took their life so serious, as they remain struggling. Someone is just like 60 years old, but he doesn't have an asset. Maybe something which he did with his salary was to buy a house, to construct a house through a loan. And after that, he went ahead and bought some car. And after buying some car, then it's like it was all done. So, but Robert Kiyosaki is against that mindset. He says that, for instance, if you want to be a business person, then it could be a nice idea to go and do some sales, because this can at least give you some courage to convince people when you are having your own products. So it's nice to do some sales. And if you want to enter into real estate, it's a good idea. You may go and work for some company which deals in real estate, or work for someone who does work which is related to real estate. If you want to be, maybe, let's say you want to be a photographer, you may frontier yourself, go and work for someone who does photography. So that's what Robert Kiyosaki tries to say in his book, that is Rich Dad Poor Dad. But there are some individuals who just take this for granted, and maybe their main aim or their mindset is just focused on having employment or acquiring employment. And thus, once they have acquired that employment, they're just there, and they never imagine of working or of thinking outside the box. So if you want really to be financially free, then the first thing which you need to ensure is you mind your own business. And by minding your own business is you have gone to that job to work and learn. Ensure that you have worked as hard as possible so that you can at least make, not at least, but your responsibility is to ensure that the one you are working for is gaining some benefits, because even you are gaining a lot of benefits by working for him. That's the reason he says that your job security is a great threat to your financial success. If you are just there relaxing that I have my job and thus I have enough security, then you are in a losing side. So, and that's why he says that a job, the short form of a job is just being over broke. Just J is for just over broke. So that's why it's not a good idea to go and work for someone and you as an individual, you don't plan anything. So no, you may go there, work for somebody. Maybe you are doing in sales, ensure that those sales assist you with one skill, and you may go, if you want to venture into real estate, go to work for someone and gain some ideas on how real estate deals. So just go to seminars, know a little about most things, have an idea so that you may not be taken advantage of. Another thing which I learned from Rich Dad Poor Dad is the single best invention. Not I'm used to that quote of Steve Jobs. But the greatest asset you have is your mind. There's no any other asset, or there's no any greater asset than your mind. So what you need to ensure is that you train your mind so well that it creates enormous wealth. For those individuals who have invested a lot in their brain, they have invested a lot in terms of their education, they have educated themselves, and that's enriching their brain. That's the only greatest asset you have. Money cannot assist you because all of you, there are more individuals who have gained rotaries, but they have gone broke instantly. So the greatest asset which you have, you as an individual, is your mind. That's the only asset you have. Your mind is the greatest asset of all. So your responsibility is to ensure that this asset of yours is properly taken care of, and the only way which you are going to take care of this asset running running, and but the only way which you will learn is through the only way the only way which you will learn is through maybe going to seminars, reading books, asking some advice from those people who are at the position where you want to reach. So that's the only way which you can learn. But if you are not going to learn, then there are high chances that you will just be relaxed there and not doing anything. So a trained mind can create enormous wealth, and if you can grasp the idea that money is not real, you will grow richer faster. So I found that idea so confusing that if you can understand one fact that money is not real, then you will grow richer so fast. I even myself am not come into clear terms of what's money. They say money is not real. And there's some facts because let's say money is not really something which you own, or it's not something which it's kind money is actually as something which you hold. It's like a placeholder for me. That's the only way which I can explain money. Money is not something which is so real because you may give money and have some experience. For instance, you can give money to have a nice meal. You can have money to fly to not to fly on a first in a business class. So money money is not something which is really even I as an individual have not understood that concept so well. But what it tries to say is that once you understand that money is not something which is real, then there is high chances that you as an individual will grow richer so fast. And it's not gambling. If so, why he says that money, no, not why he says that you should train your brain such that because it's the greatest asset of all. He says that he goes ahead to say that if you are doing something which you know, which you understand, that is you have invested in your brain so well that it's informed. Then if you are doing something which you understand, then that's not gambling. Gambling is for those individuals who just do something and they pray that they that thing is going to happen in their favor. So that's the true gambling. But if you are doing something which you are aware of, then that's not risky. That's not gambling. Let me give you an example. For instance, you want to buy real estate. One thing which you need to understand is this: real estate is so nice in terms of having cash flow. Most rich people who have made money in terms of tech, they invested in tech industries and they got instant richness. That money they went and dumped in real estate. They invested that money in real estate. So that's why they say that real estate is kind of, it's like a bulletproof against inflation. But let's say you have gone and bought some real estate first, which you understand that you don't understand, but this real estate is not going to give you cash flow. This real estate, as we are aware of, it has real estate depreciates with time in terms of structures, maybe the roofs getting what? Getting breaking, or of the roof may end up breaking. So this real estate may end up getting associated with money problem. So then this your real estate is going to be a challenge for you. And let's say you have bought a loan, or you have bought this real estate on a loan, and hence it's not having any cash flow, then there is high chances this is going to cost you. This happens if you are not that trained enough, you have not invested in your mind well enough. And if you have not invested in your mind so well enough, then there are high chances that you are going to frustrate yourself and you are going to curse real estate for the rest of your life, which is not true. Let's compare someone has gone and acquired real estate in a strategic place where it's easily accessible and tenants will be found easily. So first, this individual has acquired real estate in a more strategic place. He will find tenants, even if now he goes ahead and purchases real, that real estate on loan first. He will pay that loan so easily because there will be tenants who will ensure this constant cash flow, which will facilitate or service the loan. And with the time, he is going to have that real estate and they will have continuous cash flow and he will always be grateful for real estate. So, what is the difference between these two individuals? One, the first one, he didn't invest in his brain, he didn't invest in his mind. That's why he went ahead and started cursing real estate because he never did or he never took time to invest in his mind. But the second one, he could have done due diligence. He has learned one or two things concerning real estate and it's been successful. So that's the benefits of you as an individual being aware that your brain is the greatest asset which you possess. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about what I also learned from Robert Kiyosaki's book, That's Rich Dad Poor Dad. For those joining, just appreciate for you coming and remember to like the video. You can also comment what are your thoughts. Have you gained one or two things concerning real estate, or have you gained one or two things concerning this book of Robert Kiyosaki? And what are your intentions? Would you invest in yourself? At the same time, would you also have you come into terms that your brain is your greatest asset? So I would like you to comment below. So another point which Robert Kiyosaki tries to give out in his book, that is Poor Dad Rich Dad or Rich Dad Poor Dad, is winners never quit. Right? Failures always quit. So there's a quote which I came across yesterday, and this quote went like, "A master has failed more times than a failure has tried." A master has failed more times than a failure, not a failure, but a beginner has tried. A master has failed more times than a beginner has tried. What can we learn from this? Most individuals tend to pursue things for a shorter period of time, and when they don't get their results or what they thought to acquire or gain by doing such that thing, they quit up so easily. For instance, let's say I want to start a business. At the same time, let's say this YouTube thing. So I want to build YouTube. I want to make it a mad studio. That's true. That's all I need, and I don't care. I was almost saying a bad word. So I don't care what's going to come out. Even if I achieve my dream or I don't, I really don't care. But all I'm dreaming of is to make this YouTube a big platform which will be similar. Like I always, it's my weakness. I always compare it with the best. I want it to be like the Joe Rogan experience. The worst it can be is who does really good conversations. So my best comparison is the Joe, Joe Rogan, Joe Rogan experience. That's all I want, or that's or I aspire my YouTube channel to be. So let's say I heard the story of Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan. He was just saying that he started his podcast like a conversation which they always had with their friends. And he never really considered maybe having a lot of downloads, a lot of subscribers. That was not his main intention. But let's say that was his intentions. Then he would have quit so long ago. That's in 2010, 2012 there. He would have just quitted and started something serious with his life. But because he was that individual who was not ready to quit, today Joe Rogan is the highest paid podcast. What differentiates him with other individuals? Because he didn't quit. But all I believe there are other individuals who maybe they started with him, but after facing a few challenges on the way, they decided to quit. So what differentiates the winners and the losers? The winners never quit. Not that they don't fail, but they never quit. But losers just quit. And also you have had the master has failed so many times than the beginner has just tried. So if you want to make some investments that really estate, then don't give up. You may navigate as Donald Trump says, you may change your ways which you approach one your target, that's you may approach, you may change the approach, you may change the route, you may change the, let's say, mode of communication, but always never ever quit. That's what that's what Robert Kiyosaki tries to reinstate. That's what he tries to emphasize on this book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Another mind-blowing idea which I learned from Robert Kiyosaki is mind your own business. What does that mean? Mind always, always, always mind your own business. I've always thought of that idea, mind your own business. So here it happens. For instance, we are working for an individual. So as I said before, always give your best. Give your best to your employer. Just work super hard. Ensure that his or her business moves to another direction. Ensure that he has acquired maybe the sales which he is determined to acquire. Because one, there are high chances that this is the individual who can assist you to do what? To know one or two. It may give you connections, you never know. So that's why I encourage individuals to always work for your boss, ensure that he or she is also successful. So I'm not here telling individuals maybe not to be faithful to their own bosses, not to work hard for their own bosses. That's not my idea. That's not what I'm preaching. But what I'm saying is this one. If you really want to be a successful individual in terms of your financial freedom, because success may mean a lot of different things for a lot of different individuals. For some individuals, it may mean fame, money, having a great family, acquiring substantial luxury cars, owning a jet. So it may mean a lot of things to different individuals. But if you really want to gain this success, then you must do one thing. Always mind your own business. And how can you mind your own business? First, by acquiring real assets. Ensure that your assets are increasing and again. Ensure that once a shilling, a coin, a dollar has gone into an asset column, it doesn't get out of that asset column. Ensure always that your asset column accumulates so that you will always acquire your luxuries, what you have been desiring before, by having huge margins of profits, and these profits are so in excess that you can easily now acquire those luxuries which you have been interested in before. So that's the first intention. Always remember to mind your own business. Financial struggle is so I need to take a statement from his own book. Financial struggle is as a result of working for someone for your entire life. So it's not your dream for you to work for someone. And this is not for every individual, it's for those individuals who desire to have financial freedom, who desire to gain financial success, who desire to have rich resources of wealth. So there are some people, it's always it's like in nature. There will be always some people who want to who will always work for some people. That's true. There will always be people who will work for other individuals, for entrepreneurs, for hospitals, all kinds of jobs. So there will always be people. But if you are determined so hard, if your own life, if your own mind, what you desire is to acquire financial freedom, then your goal should not be working for somebody or for someone entire your entire life. You will always look for means and ways to get out of it. So always, what can you do then if you need to mind your own business? Number one, reduce your liabilities. Always reduce your liabilities, and liabilities are the common things, maybe an iPhone, a television where, for instance, nowadays where there's media everywhere and the news there is kind of catastrophic. And that's why I say I'm not a big fan of news. I'm not one of those individuals who likes news. So you need to escape those expenses. For instance, why should you own a TV? For me, I just think it's so scary because I think sometimes my mind just thinks that news is something which is so scary that every time I even think of listening to news that's through a radio, maybe the end may come, maybe the art will come to an end. So that's why I don't like listening to news. So some of those things like owning or buying each and again, buying a new phone, having a car which even can't assist you, they can even add your problems, buying a house, those are kind of liabilities. Reduce your expenses. ensure that your expenses are always low, so that you can have some income which you are going now to invest in the asset column. So that's another way which you can increase your what? Your financial success. So if you don't, and this is concerning you doing something which you love. So there are some individuals who argue that people should not consider or should not invest in something which they love, or you should not work on something which you love. So this comes into passion. So Robert Kiyosaki is so crystal clear on what he says in terms of investing. Once he says, for instance, you are a person who loves family and you are taking care of, let's say, vegetables, you are doing some farming of tomatoes, you are doing some farming of bananas. So you will be so inclined to take care of those products of yours, those farm produce of yours, compared to an individual who is so interested in taking care of real estate. So if he is going to do farming, then there would be a challenge on him taking care of this not livestock, but farm produce. So that's why Robert Kiyosaki says that if you don't love an asset, then don't invest in it because there are high chances that you are not going to take care of those assets. So your number one priority should always be, if you want to take care or if you want to invest in something, let's say shares, you want to invest in stock, then just go and do some investments there because this will give you some kind of a push to go and do some more research and you will be in a good position to take care of those assets of yours. If you are a person who is into real estate, always just go and invest in real estate because there's high chances you will go and do some research, take care of those property, and then you will have a good what? A good return on your investment. Lastly, as I conclude this live stream, I'm going to talk about once you give or you put a dollar into your asset column, your own responsibility is to ensure that this asset or this core, is it a core or this dollar doesn't come out of that asset portfolio. So that comes out to discipline. You need to discipline yourself in terms of investment. Ensure that once you have invested in something, never allow it to come maybe out of that investment. If you have invested in shares, it's your responsibility to ensure that you don't take that money out of stocks and do with it something which is not even related to investment in assets. So you need to discipline yourself so well, so that you cannot deplete your own assets and do zero work. So as I come to conclusion, I need to conclude this. For those individuals who have been having some intentions to invest, one thing I learned from Robert Kiyosaki is that always these investments happen within a long period of time. Yeah, there are some people who get so rich quick. Those are exceptions. But the majority of wealth which has been created, it always happens over a long period of time. It's only nowadays some individuals get abrupt riches, maybe through content creation, an individual may get through so quick and so efficient that it becomes rich instantly. But majority, majority of the wealthy people who have created wealth, it always happened over a long period of time. So if you are one of those individuals who tends to build a huge asset portfolio, then it could be nice for you to invest for long-term purpose, not for short-term gains, but for long-term. Because as you may learn from individuals like gamblers, people who do betting, they end up losing that wealth within a short period of time. So for I as an individual, I'm not that advocate who would encourage individuals to go and do gambling because it's true they will end up losing that wealth so easy. So appreciate for those individuals who went ahead and joined my live stream. It's so exciting. I'm sharing you, I'm sharing you, I'm sharing with you this experience. I hope you have learned one or two ideas, and I hope you become financially successful in your life and you always achieve your own dreams. So if you have been here for your first time, just remember to subscribe, hit that notification bell, hit that notification bell, hit that notification bell so that when I come live or when I upload a video, you're in that position to be notified. My name has been Monsieur Augustine. See you in my next episode or live stream. Tomorrow, I'm going to upload a video by exactly 2 p.m. That's Kenyan time. And if it's what? If it's prime meridian, we need to add like how many hours? Not add, but we need to subtract 3 hours. So it will be 12 noon, Greenwich. Is it? No, prime meridian. So it will 2 p.m. Not 2. It will be noon. Actually, not noon. It will be 11 prime meridian's time, but it will be 2 p.m. Kenyan time. Thanks for watching. My name has been Monsieur Augustine. See you in my next episode.